Hello beautiful people, happy today. It is few days before Persian New Year, Norouz, and I am so excited for a few things. One, because my parents are here and our whole family's here, so we're going to be celebrating with everybody, which is amazing. It's so precious and it is such a blessing to have them around and be able to celebrate with them every year. So I'm super grateful for that. Second, I love Norouz. I love the whole culture behind it. I love every single element on the setup, the setting. I love being creative about it. I love talking about it. I love educating people about it, okay? So the very first thing I'm going to be doing is talking about every single element on this table, which is Persian New Year elements called Haft-sin, which is translated to 7S, which again, elaborating on that, is 7 things that start with S in Farsi, which every single one of them symbolize a specific thing. I do have a little cheat sheet, I must say, but I have it pretty much all memorized through the years and celebrating and hosting Norouz shows at my home and getting people around and just creating lots of florals and Haft-sin settings and just bringing different vendors all in one place to support them, to give them exposure, but also to create a community and bringing community together so we can all set up Haft-sin and we can all celebrate Norouz. Being in Canada or like in the Western world, I know many of my friends that are living by themselves sometimes don't set it up because they probably don't have as much, like, I guess, motivation or excitement about it because they don't have as many families around. But I always encourage everybody to set it up because it's such a beautiful setting. Okay, let's get into the whole thing. As you can see, I have set it all up as a table center on the dining table, which I've been like kind of envisioning about it and kind of been dreaming about it. And then I set it up this morning and it looks pretty good to me. And as you remember, these beautiful narcissus or paperweights from last video, which we planted them all in and we did a little tutorial on them. So make sure to watch that in case you missed it. So yeah, using those as the main element of florals and the repetition of the containers has been like obviously the key to this design. Using a lot of like white containers, and as you see, I've only worked with very minimal colors. The blues, the whites and the greens, as well as the browns to just bring this in. And then of course, the woodsy table works, bring them all together and makes it all look great. Let's start with whatever you're gonna start with. Okay, I want to start with one element that you may not see on my table, and I have represented a bit differently than every year, I think. It's called sabze, which is the sprouts, the wheat sprouts or lentil or any sort of like beans that you can kind of grow and get the sprouts coming out. And it's so beautiful, it's so precious. However, there has been a movement back in Iran about this whole concept of let's replace that with something else. Let's replace it with maybe some like plants or greenery that we're not wasting so much wheat or barley or lentil or whatnot, like whatever you guys use to waste them, and then because they go rotten and we have to throw them out. So just to avoid that waste, I thought I kind of go align with that movement because I really enjoyed it and I always try to stay away from like wasting a lot of elements. With that being said, I have actually just foraged some ferns from a hike, from the mountains or from any walk. I think they're just everywhere, so you can grab them and just cut them all up. And I've only grabbed very few because there's lots happening on this table, so I wanted to bring a little bit of that greenery but not too much. So I have ferns right now instead of sabze, and I think it works for me, and I encourage you to do the same if you want to do like some plants, green plants, or cut greenery, you know, that you can actually have them for a longer time and enjoy them. However, if you choose to go ahead with the sabza and you've already made it, enjoy it. There is no right or wrong, so please, do it your way. Alrighty, so there's that. There's one of our S's. And then why don't I just go towards, like, I start from here and then I'll just move on, okay? This is Sanjet, and Sanjet is a dried fruit from a wild olive plant or tree perhaps that, it's beautiful and people actually eat it and it tastes good. They are symbolizing love and it's just so beautiful and I love it. I love it. I love the color. I love how it is and how I have presented, obviously in the same container as this, but also to have the eye travel and create a little bit of a movement through the same element. I brought it on this side of the table and the tiny tea light holder and created that little pile there too. And if you look a little bit closer, we'll definitely do a close-up of this setup. You can see them also on the table, just like coming down, just so again, have your eye travel through the elements on the table as well as through the containers, okay? So Sanjet, and symbolizing love, okay? Garlic, I have them right at the back here, but I also have them right in the front there, and I just love the concept of breaking it all apart and not having garlic so perfectly presented, although I have a couple of that like that, but also I thought I'd break one up and just let it sit there with all the flakes and whatnot that it has on its own, and I didn't want to clean it up and make it too perfect. So I love that. Garlic is seer in Farsi, and which is another S, and it symbolizes medicine and health. Obviously, good old days, people would cure a lot of illnesses with garlic, and it's just so great for you too, despite the smell. All right, well, moving to the beautiful hyacinths, and again, the ones that we have them from the previous video, I have repotted them in those silver mercury glasses, and I thought it's cool. It's a bulb plant, it's a spring bulb plant, so hyacinths are the true representation of spring, and that's what it symbolizes. Alrighty, candles, we all know, they symbolize light and enlightenment, and it's always so pretty to bring that to the table and to the culture. You can never go wrong with candles, and it just brings so much light, and it just makes it a warm and welcoming space, and that's what we want to like have on our Haft-sin table. What else? Okay, apples. Oh gosh, I always use green apples on my Haft-sins because as much as maybe one day I will change it to red or another color if I end up working with different colors, but I love the green because it works so well with the hyacinth leaves, and it works so well with, like, I like to keep things as neutral as I can. Sometimes, often, I don't know when, especially when it comes to a setting that it has a lot of elements to present. Like Haft-sin, I like to use neutral colors as much as I can, or the colors that are more in unity with everything else that I'm doing, okay? Obviously, we have a lot of greeneries from the plants, the sabze, the moss, so I thought green apple you can't go wrong with. And again, as you see, placing them in different ways, in different places of the table. So again, your eye is traveling within the same element throughout the table, okay? Awesome, amazing. What else do I have there? Oh yeah, this beautiful little dishes. My mom just recently brought them from back home in Iran. It's handmade little clay dishes. Hold on, I have to show you how beautiful it is. Coins, seke, which stands for wealth, and wishing wealth for both yourself as well as everybody else when people come to visit you. So it's a representation of wealth and prosperity, you know. And again, that's another beautiful thing I love about this setups. Oh yeah, the eggs. I did not have, well, I did have actual like real eggs, and the whole point, just like Easter, it's all about like painting the eggs and make them like super pretty. But I had these rose gold plastic eggs, actually from the dollar store, in case you're wondering. And I thought I'll just use that because it kind of works with the brown. It has a little bit of shine, so it kind of works, especially when we have the candle lights. It will have a reflection on that, so I thought it will still works with what I'm doing here. The beautiful sweets. I have to admit, I only bought these specific sweets because they were white and it works with my table and my setting, but oh, they are so yummy as well. And although I'm not a sweet person and I don't eat a lot of sweets, these are just so amazing, so I have to hide them for our guests. All right, what else? Oh my god, I have to go back to the end of this table. This, you probably won't get to see it. That's sirke, which is vinegar. Vinegar is a representation of age and patience. I only have it in a tiny cup. Obviously, make sure you cover that or have it in a container that it's covered. Otherwise, it will disappear tomorrow. So that's another thing. And I guess I have to mention that I actually decided to put every single S that I know on this table because some people do them differently. So I definitely have more than 7 S's on my table, but I wanted to present and talk about every single one of them. So moving on to here, this is samanu. This is a sweet pudding from a wheat germ. So it's actually yummy. It's actually really yummy. Many people make them themselves, which is yummier rather than buying them the actual containers and whatnot. Like, they're so yummy and it's fresh and it's just, yeah, delicious. So from wheat germ, and it's a sweet pudding, and it is representation of affluence, okay? And that's another thing I just love. And it's brown, and again, a nice unity with what we have. Another element is sumac right here. It already starts with S, so I don't need to say the Farsi name. It's actually sumac in Farsi as well. And that is representation of, it's the color of sunrise, and that's what it represents, okay? I'm actually gonna look through and see if I've missed anything else. Hold on. Talked about that. Oh wow, that was quick. Oh yeah, going back to the coins, this is actually really cool. This is for married or engaged in 2016, and my brother got them for us, and I'm gonna be using those coins specifically at my table. Yes, I'm actually, this is just for the video. Well, it's not just for the video, but I'm gonna be having a tiny little thing just because I would like to use my dining table for hosting dinner and lunches and whatnot. All right, so that's pretty much it about every element on our Haft-sin and our culture and how beautiful it is. Going back to the actual word, Norouz, it means a new day, a new year. It happens on the first day of spring, which is the spring equinox, and it's also aligned. It's the rebirth, it's the spring, all the like flowers are blooming and flowers are regrowing. It's just the perfect presentation of a new year and a new day. Moving on to the design, okay? So the table, it's great as is, and if you choose to do something very similar for your Easter or your spring setup, works just perfectly. You can take all the Persian New Year goods out of it, and you still have many elements that still works because lots of plants, lots of flowers, like the greens, it's just perfect. Candles, sweets you can still keep, the eggs you can keep, and yeah, so you can use the exact kind of setup and do them for your Easter or spring, okay? So this video is not just for Persian people, it is for everybody. If you choose to go ahead and add a little bit more to the table, it is already pretty full to me. Lots of stuff is happening, lots of elements are happening. However, if you choose to bring a little bit more sort of like connecting everything together, you are more than welcome to use some greenery. If you have, I have some like eucalyptus that I thought I'd kind of like show you. I'm still not sure if I want to use them or if I like using them, but I wanted to kind of show you that that's also possible. Maybe not eucalyptus. If I had another green, maybe ruscus, I would use that because it's a finer green. This is a bushier green, but just to kind of give you a bit more perspective, to just like bring that in to the design. Alrighty. Okay, that actually works. That's awesome. I quickly want to show you another way of setting your table up if you live in a small apartment and you don't want to do something as elaborate and as big, and you want just something very tiny and just to, you know, celebrate your culture. If you have a mirror or mirrored tray, which is great. Like, I think it could be as easy as a tiny little tray, and we can all fit this anywhere in our place. You can go as small as a tiny little tray like that, okay? And I love this because it has mirror in the center and you can look through, and it's kind of nice. So I'm gonna pick a few of the items from the table and put them in here and show you what we can do, okay? So just to show you, I like grouping things like that, especially that this is a smaller tray. It's nice to group them. Smack. I'm gonna go ahead with this. Sorry, everybody. Honestly, this is super cute. There you go. That is your mini Haft-sin, and it's not about how big or small it is. It is about celebrating. It is about just spending time with your friends and family and appreciating life and being able to celebrate one more year with our loved ones and enjoy every second of it. So I really wish you love, lots of love, joy, happiness, prosperity and health and success for the new year. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to hear your comments and what you think, and if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and I am more than happy to respond and help you further with this. Have a great day. Happy New Year.